Hey guys, welcome back. We had a bit of a leak last couple of days. It's been pretty much raining all the time, a few thunderstorms, and our skylight for our shower basically leaked. So what happened was, I'll show you up in here, it leaked through here, and also came out through the gap here, which means that there was water running down through the back of the shower wall here. So we need to get onto that and sort that out straight away. It's also, I think, run down inside this wall all the way down to here, and then you can see there's some discoloration on the carpet here where this soaked up a bit of it. So at some point after the repair's been done, I'll take this hatch off and we'll sort of try and blow some warm air in there and try and dry it out the inside of this wall. So that's our project for today. So let's get into it.
We're on the way.
Okay, so it's a fairly nice day. It's a sunny day. It's been sunny for the last, it was sunny yesterday, sunny today. So I wanted to make sure that where I'm going to be doing the repair will dry out. But the thing is, it's going to be raining tomorrow. So really I've got to get this done today. Another thing that I want to show you, this is how invasive water can get. Now, up there on the roof, just here, that's the skylight. Oh, hang on, no it's not. That's the skylight next to that one. Okay, so it's been leaking. Now if you scan down, you can see that there's a storage compartment here. And in the storage compartment, if you get nice and close, you can see there's the water in there. So that's how invasive the water gets. So it's basically coming down from the skylight through the back of the shower all the way down, leaking out a little bit in the floor and then leaking into this cupboard. So that's quite an extensive leak that we need to stop, and it doesn't need to have a big hole to produce this sort of effect, because once it starts wicking in, it just keeps on going. You know, gravity and water, wonderful things. Anyway, come over this way and I'll show you all the tools that I'm planning on using or potentially using. Alright, so we got our trusty bucket from Lowe's. All I'm doing is putting all of my other equipment into there to carry it up on the roof. Okay, so we've got the Flex Seal. This stuff is bloody expensive. That's about $37. I've got some of this flex tape. I've not used the flex tape before. I've only ever used tape as like a temporary repair, but I need to, cover all my bases. There's just a little cheap ass paintbrush for this, because I'm planning on throwing it away later. Just got some cleaning vinegar to clean the area to make sure there's no gunk or goo there. I've got a craft knife. Don't know whether I'll need it. I don't want to have to come running down to get it if I do need it. A pair of scissors, and I've got two rags, an old dirty rag to do the initial cleanup, and then a dry rag to clean off whatever the wet rag and the vinegar and everything, because you need to have nice clean surfaces. My glasses, of course, so I can see what the hell I'm doing. The WD-40 is not for this repair. I'm just going to lube my TV aerial while I'm up there, and of course the camera stand is to put the GoPro on so that it's nice and stationary and you're not going to get seasick with me waving it around. So I'll get all this stuff up on the roof and we'll see what we're dealing with. Okay, so yeah, we got quite a few little problems here. There's a little gap there, fairly sizable gap on this side, running all the way along here, and then more gaps around this corner here. So I think I might trim this right the way back down, and then reseal it all right the way around, because I'm not going to be able to pinpoint exactly where the water's getting through, and I would say it's getting through over this side here, but I think we'll redo the whole shooting match. Alright, as I was saying, most of this I'll just run through with it on fast, so that you don't have to watch everything that I'm doing. So, here we go. This is not good. Okay. Yeah, so this is pretty much completely lost its integrity. So I'm going to take it all back to where it just sits above the roof. My God, it's been leaking a lot. Look at all this gunge in there. And then I'll clean it all up, and we'll go forward from there. All right, so by the looks of it, it's just been leaking all the way around. So a good thing I'm up here doing this today. I'm going to try and clean this up a bit more now. Once I've cleaned it all up, I'm going to use the roof sealant and zap it around there. Maybe go out beyond where the original tape is, which is running through here. So I'll actually seal a bit further out than that. I'll get quite a bit in through the sides here. The first step is I'll clean it all up a bit more. Okay, so I'm using the vinegar to clean all of the dirt and filth and everything that's run through the gaps onto the surfaces here, because these surfaces need to be really clean before we apply the sealant to it. And even over here, that's started to lift a little bit. So I'll just carry on cleaning, and I'll fast forward through it all. All right, I'm just going to go and get some masking tape, because there's no reason why you can't be proud of your work, and to make a nice, neat, tidy job only takes a few minutes longer. Okay, as you can see, I've put a little bit of tape around the top of the hatch. That's to make a nice, neat edge to the work that we're going to be doing. In the meantime, I'm going to run the sealant around where the big gap is at the bottom, that first coat, before we decide whether or not we're going to put the tape on. Alright, so there we have it. That's the start. Okay, so I've done a base coat around. Now I want to fill up these gaps here. Then I've got to leave it for 24 hours to dry off, and then we can decide whether or not we're going to put some tape around as well. I'm hoping that the flex seal will be enough with another coat tomorrow, or possibly another coat this evening, depending on whether or not it manages to dry. I don't think it's going to dry in time. So I'll just fill up these deep gaps around. It takes a full 48 hours to dry properly, but we have rain on the horizon, so be good to have as much of it finished as possible. Alright, so as you can see, you can be quite generous with it. Fill up all of those gaps. I'm now going to be leaving this for at least 24 hours, at which point I'll do another coat, and I think we'll probably just get away with that without needing the tape. However, I won't make that decision right now. I'll wait and I'll make that decision a little bit later. But I think it's looking pretty good. My next coat, I'll bring it right up to where the tape is here, and try to make it so that it's a bit more smooth. But I'm pretty happy with that so far. I think that's going to do the job. So let's have a look at it tomorrow. Okay, here we are, day 2. It's feeling pretty good. I'll go and whack another coat over the top of it all. I put the brush, I wrapped it in my my rag, and I'll put it in a plastic bag, and then we popped it in the fridge. So we're hoping that it's not too hard. Yeah, it should loosen up. But then I think this will be thrown out after today. Okay, so now this time I'm going to end up with it coming right up to the tape here. Just getting rid of some of these bugs that are stuck to the first coat. Probably wouldn't matter, but I don't really want to have the lumps all in it. Most people probably wouldn't care, but all right, here we go. All right, so that's not too bad. I don't think I'm going to use the tape at all. I'm going to let that one cure now for another 24 hours. I I'm going to go and get another brush because that one was just a little bit too dry. So tomorrow I'll do the final coat, and I'm going to try and take off some of this old splatter that was on there. I'll just to make it look a bit more neat and tidy. The tape around the edges, that sort of worked. It looks better than having random brush strokes all over it. So anyway, that's it for today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And there we go. And I might tomorrow spend a little bit of time looking around at all of the other joints that are up here, just to make sure that if there are any cracks in those, that I patch those up while I'm up here. All right, there we go. Okay, here we are. We're ready for our third coat. I'll just clean it up again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off all of these little bits of overspill that was from whoever did the job last time. As I was saying before, there's nothing wrong with being proud in your work. So I'll do that. Well, obviously on fast forward again. Alright, there was not quite so many creatures caught in it this time. I've cleaned up all of the surface here. There's still a little bits and pieces, but I mean, you know, you're not going to be able to see them, and it doesn't look too bad. I'm going to do another coat. It probably doesn't need another coat. It's really well sealed, but all the online stuff says do 3 coats, so I'll stick with 3 coats. So I'll get onto that now. I just did this one not because it needed to be done, but because against the new sealant, it looked really, really horrible. So I've just given it a coat of the sealant. Not that it needed it. Alright, that should be it. I'm extremely confident that that's going to be perfectly sealed. Obviously, the time will tell when it rains next, I guess. I'm going to spend probably another 10 minutes just walking around the top of the van here, looking at all of the points where the roof has been breached by all the hatches and things like that, and just see if there's any more little cracks that need to be addressed. So there we have it. Seems to be one of my catchphrases now. There we have it. Okay. All right, so I'm all done. I used up the rest of the tin of sealer, because why have something that's so expensive go off in the pot? You might as well use it all. So I'll show you what I've done. That's the initial hatch that was fixed, plus the little vent beside it. I painted that because it looked horrible. I had to paint the other vent on the other side because, you know, they had to match. You can't have one nice and one not. At the front of the RV, I've gone right across the front and I've patched everything, even though it didn't really need it, because the front of the RVs tend to be where you're getting most of the wear and tear. So redone all that, why not? Hatches are also where you notoriously get problems. This one was fine, but I've redone all around it. The rear hatch over the bathroom, so that the toilet, I redid that. On the right hand side, it had started to develop some cracks, so that one really needed to be done. And then at the back, which is another area which tends to fail a bit, as you can see, I've run out just there, but I've done all around the ladder. This is a heavy traffic point. Not heavy, but you know, this is where you're getting up and down all the time. So that's where you can develop some problems. So there's the repair. Pretty straightforward when you get into it. Hope you enjoy the video. If you did, obviously hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. Help us out, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, cost you nothing. See ya.